Let the clock finish. I guess that's our signal that it's time to start. This morning, we're going to fire up one of the chakras, one of the big energy centers in the body. This is the third chakra. It's called Manipura chakra. It's the fire in the belly. It's your solar plexus. It's associated with the color yellow and core work in the physical body. And the energetic body, it's just passion, energy. In terms of energy in Qigong and Tai Chi, it would be more yang energy, that fiery energy of the sky, hence the sun. Sometimes it can get out of balance, like anything. And if you have too much fire in the belly, of course, that's not good. That can lead to anger issues and rage issues. And not enough can be lethargy, maybe even some depression kind of feelings. So today we're going to fire up the core, thinking about the core, thinking about that fire in the belly. There are certain sounds in yoga, in Sanskrit. They're called bija sounds, bija mantras, and they're vibrational sounds that are designed or spoken to vibrate different parts of the body. The bija mantra sound, parts of the energetic body. The bija mantra sound for the Manipura chakra is Ram, R-A-M. So Ram, Ram, Ram. It almost sounds like you're firing up an energy in the morning. Every now and then I may say Ram as we're going along through this practice. Let's get started, shall we? We're going to start on the back. And starting with legs long and arms at the sides. I've got furniture, I'm sure you do too, all around me I have to watch for here. Now bring your hands to that place in the belly, just above the navel and below the ribs. Solar plexus. And breathe into this space. Thinking maybe about the sunshine. Hopefully we'll get some soon. And the warmth of the sun. And the color yellow. Fire in the belly. Ram. 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 Let's start to move a little as you inhale. Reach long. Good morning stretch. And exhale, arms down to the sides. Let's do two more like that. Inhale, reach long. And exhale, arms back to the sides. The last one, make it count. Inhale, reach. And exhale, draw both knees into the chest. Apanasana. Let's move through the hips here a little bit. Do some circles through the hip joints. Start moving and let your body tell you how it needs to move this morning. Now let's take a gentle, happy baby. Take the hands behind the knees and just pull the thighs towards the belly. Flex through the feet so it looks like you're getting ready to walk on the ceiling. And use this as a nice hip opener. A little bit of stillness. Maybe before we leave here, do some movement through the ankles, through the toes. Good. Now bring the knees so they're right over the hips. And the shins will be parallel to the floor. Bring your arms out to the sides in the shape of a T or maybe a little bend in the arms, a little W. We're going to keep the knees lifted off of the floor through this twist. Inhale deeply into that Manipura chakra in the belly. And as you exhale, we're going to lower the knees to the left. Now the right knee is going to want to pull back. See if you can keep the knees stacked. Take that exhale and then inhale back to center. And exhale, knees to the right. Keep your left shoulder glued to the mat. Inhale, center. Exhale left. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Feel the muscles of the waist working now. And one more time to the right. See how low you can go without touching the floor. And back to center. Now you can continue with the knees bent or extend the legs. Flex the feet. And we're going to lower the straight legs off to the left. This is harder. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale. We'll do 2 more each side. And notice the place where the body, the torso is taking this twist. It's right into that chakra, into the solar plexus, into the waist. Last one. And then don't drop the legs. Bend again into the knees, keeping the shins parallel to the floor and the knees over the hips. Notice if you pull the knees in closer, it's less work. We're looking to light up the core today. Now lift your head and bring your fingertips behind your head. So I'm going to tent my fingertips to support my head. This is a little twist, yogi bicycles. I'm going to twist my right elbow towards my left knee, and at the same time, I'm extending the left leg. And then I reach out with the right arm and back. Second side, twist, extend, and then extend the arm, reach, and back. Keep going. Twist, and back. Maybe we'll speed it up a little. Two more each side. Last one. And release. Let's do a little bridge pose here just to stretch that belly out. So lifting the hips. Focusing on that nice stretch through the core. And release the arms back down. So this next one's kind of fun. I want you to extend the legs up. We're going to work the obliques, the muscles of the waist, of the side. So I'm going to lift my tailbone up. It's hard to talk through this. And then I'm going to wag my tail from side to side. So I'm going to wag to the left, wag right, keep going. Three more each side. Last round. And then square those hips. Draw your knees in, maybe curl up. And take another bridge, just a gentle bridge to stretch the belly. Nice back bend. And release. Now let's take the hands behind the knees and we're going to rock and roll from the front of the mat to the back. I'm looking around because I want to bring my legs kind of over my head, but I don't know if I can with that table there. So here we go. Up and down. Ooh, no, I'll kick the table up and down. Up and down. Up. And this time, stay up. Yay. Let's come into tabletop. So hands and knees. And towards the back of your mat. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Push that mat away. Drop the belly on an inhale. This will feel good to the core too. In fact, let's hold here. Big, deep inhale, stretching that chakra. Opening up that space. Starting to move energy there. Well, moving through a few cat-cow. So exhale into cat. Drawing the hips towards the ribs. Inhale into cat or cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more each way, I should say. 1 more round. Exhale. And inhale. Let's do some jump ropes with the spine. So arcing the back, reaching to the left, dropping the belly, then reaching to the right. As you do this, keep your mind present in the sensations in the belly and the torso and go to those places. Go the other way. We're working out some kinks, opening up the flow of energy through the entire body. And back to tabletop. Tuck your toes. We're going to walk the hands back to the knees and sit back on the heels. This is a form of Virasana, Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose. Staying on the toes, we're getting a nice stretch in the soles of the feet. We'll do a few Tibetan sun salutes. So as you inhale, come up on the knees, hands together over the head. Exhale, draw the hands down the center of the body. Inhale. Walk your hands forward, keep your bottom up, drop your belly. So it's a back bend. Exhale, walk the hands under the shoulders, round the spine, that cat back. Inhale, lift the hips back and up, down dog. And exhale down, cat back. Walk forward with the hands, drop the chest. Walk the hands to the knees, rise up on the knees on an inhale, reach up. And exhale, sit back on your heels, stretch those feet. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Drop the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift down dog. And exhale, drop the knees, round the spine. Inhale, reach out, drop the chest. Exhale, walk the hands to the knees. Inhale up. And exhale, sit back on the hips. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift, down dog. And exhale, round the spine. Inhale, forward and drop the chest. Exhale, walk to the knees. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, hands to heart. Bring your hands to the Manipura chakra, the solar plexus. And pause here to breathe in that space. Rum, rum. Are you firing up that motor? Two more breaths. And then release. I want you to come to a standing position at the top of the mat, mountain pose. I've got my blocks here. If you have some blocks to use, feel free. If not, just do what you can. We're going to do some sun salutations, Surya Namaskar. So it's morning. It's an appropriate time to do that. But that sun, that fire in the belly. And again, I've got to look around for my furniture. Feet under hips, and then stack those shoulders over the hips, hips over the knees. ears over the shoulders. Take a hand to the belly, hand to the heart. Take a couple breaths here in mountain pose. And on an inhale, swing your arms up, reach. And exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. That's our first forward fold. Let's stretch a little here. Grab opposite elbows. Let your belly be on your thighs. Let the head hang. Now, as you're breathing, you'll feel the back open up. And sway a little side to side. And then inhale, halfway lift. I'm going to move my blankets out of the way. You can use your blocks. You can take your hands to your shins or the fingertips to the mat. But this is really our first, so we're warming up. So straighten the legs, send the hips back. Reach out with the crown. We're realigning the spine and stretching through the hamstrings. Bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, swing the arms out and up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Okay, let's flow with that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swing up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. One more time and then we'll start adding on. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Let's add on. Inhale. And exhale. Halfway up. Step back with the right foot. Way back there. And drop the knee. Top of the foot can be on the mat. Your left knee is over the ankle. We're going to rise up in a kneeling lunge, a low lunge. Take your hands to heart. Drawing the left hip back and the right hip forward. Keep that engagement. As you inhale, shifting forward, sinking into the hips, lifting the prayer, and exhale back. Let's do 4 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Frame the foot. Step back into plank. Reach back through the heels. And shift around here until the shoulders are over the wrists or maybe even a little ahead of the wrists. We're going to hold this for 5. Nice big breaths. Last 3. Rum. And on your exhale, drop the knees, come to the belly. And right away, we'll do 5 rolling baby cobra. Hands by the armpits, elbows towards the torso. As you inhale, pull the hands back. Feel that send the heart forward. Lift up, unfurl the head. And exhale down. 4 more. Inhale. And exhale. Feel that stretch in the solar plexus. 2 more, I think, and let's count. And bring the forehead to the mat. Tuck the toes. Press back up into plank and downward facing dog. Let's wiggle a bit here. Work out some kinks before we move on. And come to stillness. Feet are hip distance apart. Swing your right leg back and up. Watch out for coffee tables. As you exhale, round the spine, draw the knee towards the chin, and step forward between the hands. Now drop the back knee. Top of the foot on the mat in the back. Inhale up. Front hip back, back hip forward. Keep that, hands to heart. Inhale, sinking forward into the hips. And exhale. 4 more. Inhale, keep the hips engaged. And exhale. 3. 2. Last one. Now frame the foot with the hands. Come on to the ball of the foot on the left. Press through the heel, step forward. Feet right next to each other. Arrive on an inhale. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pull your feet away from each other as you swing your arms out and up. And exhale, the hands home to the heart. Second side, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale. You can use blocks here. Step back with the left foot. Drop the knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale here. Inhale, shifting forward and down. Maybe a little deeper. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more in. And out. Last 2. Last 1. And frame the foot. Step back in plank. Set your plank up. And this time, I'm going to bring my feet a little wider. Taking my right hand and tapping my left shoulder. And down. Left hand, right shoulder. Feel that contract the core. Let's go side to side. Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale down. Keep the hips in line with the shoulders. Exhale. Inhale. Keep going. Let's do 2 more each way. Last set. Now shift the shoulders forward over the wrists. Drop the knees. Bring the chest to the mat. Tuck the chin. Let's come up a little higher into cobra. Or wiggle back if you need to. Slide the hands a little lower on the ribs. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. 4 more. And 1 more, I think. Last one. Walk your hands next to your armpits. Tuck the toes. Lift right up into downward facing dog. Left leg back and up. Step forward in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Knees, feet, hip distance apart. Don't make yourself too narrow here. It's a little more difficult to balance. Inhale, rise up, adjust the hips. Exhale here. Inhale. And exhale. 4 more. Two more. Last one. And exhale, frame the foot. Come to table, big toes together, knees wide. Sit back in a nice wide child's pose. See if you can bring your arms along on the mat like we did in our Tibetan Sun Salute. Let the chest come down to the mat, forehead down to the mat. If that doesn't work for you, cross your arms. Stack your fists, or you can even keep the knees hip distance apart, keep the bottom up in the air, and bring the head down. Come to a place where you can rest. Every exhale, let it go. Three more big breaths. And inhale back up. Now come back to plank position. Start with the fingers spread wide. Push down into the mat. Reach back left. Reach back right. We're going to hold this for 10 breaths. So feel the core contract. In fact, let's really contract the core. Draw the navel back towards the spine. And imagine you're trying to cinch the waist of a pair of pants that has a drawstring. Breathing into the ribs, into the upper chest. 6 more. Keep the core contracted. And lift the pelvic floor a little bit. 4 more. And lift up into downward facing dog. Let's wiggle a bit here. And then settle in. Walking the feet a little closer to the hands. We're going to shorten the down dog. Then drop the heels towards the mat. With the shorter down dog, you may be able to drop your heels down so your feet are flat. Taking the right hand under the body. Reach out. Oh, my hands want to slip on my mat. And turn. Oh, I see why I'm at the other end of the mat. These mats come with a little slipperiness when you buy them new. And eventually you wear that off. But this is the back end of my mat, so I haven't really worn that off. Second side. Left arm under, reach to the right. Pull, twist. Unwind. And we'll take that one more time. You can repeat the same grip, or you can reach down for the foot and press the heel down and feel how that takes you into the twist a little deeper. Unwind. Second side, last one. And bring the feet to hip distance apart. Bend the knees a lot. Come up on your tiptoes and then walk to the top of the mat. Do your best. Or in my case, I'm walking to the back of my mat. And plant the feet under your hips. Knees are bent. Pull the feet away from each other. Inhale. Swing the arms out and up. Exhale, the hands home to the heart. And pause here again. Hand on belly, hand on heart. Rum, rum, rum. Feel that fire, feel that heat. So before we move on, oftentimes when we're working with Manipura chakra in an asana class, there's a suggestion made to think of things that no longer serve you, maybe ways of thinking about yourself, and send those things into the fire of the belly, into the heat, into the flame to be burned away during our practice. All right, bring your arms to your sides. Bring your big toes to touch. You can have a little space between the heels. And again, stack everything. So Tadasana, mountain pose, is with the feet hip distance apart. When the feet are in this orientation, we call this Samastitihi. Come to attention, I think it's called. I'm not sure exactly what it translates into. We're going to move through some chair poses, Utkatasana. Swing your arms up by your ears. Now send your butt back. as you reach down towards your ankles. If your fingertips can touch the mat, do that. And see, my thighs are kind of working towards parallel to the floor. My hips back here, weights in the hips, weights in the heels. Now swing the arms up by the ears. And come up a little higher with the torso. And as you exhale, push the hands back, fold forward. Inhale up. Exhale back, flying chair. Inhale up. Exhale back. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Hips reach one way, fingertips the other. Exhale, push like you're pushing through water. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. And this time, lift the hips forward, fold. Lift halfway. Now step back with the right foot again. Come on to the ball of the foot. Look back at the foot. Everything should be hip distance apart. We're going to rise up in a lunge. High lunge. And again, hands to hips. Engage the hips. Front hip back. Back hip forward. Bring your arms up by your ears. Now swing the arms forward. I'm going to circle the left arm up and back. Twisting. Reach in both directions. And then swing the arm forward, down and forward. Let's flow through that. Three more. Last 2. Keep your hips engaged. Last 1. Frame the foot. Step back and plank. Now this time we're going to circle the arms in plank. So let's start with the left. Reach forward, up, back and down. Second side, forward, up, back and down. 2 more each way. Forward, up, back and down. Forward, up, back and down. Last set. Set your plank up. Shift the shoulders over the wrist. Drop the knees. Belly. Bring the forehead to the mat. Slide the hands down by the ribs. We're going to lift into upward facing dog. Of course, at any time you can do something that's a little less challenging. Our baby cobra or high cobra. Let's lift to high cobra. Now watch my feet. I press into the tops of my feet to lift my knees and shins. Upward facing dog. And exhale down. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Send the right leg back and up. And round the spine. Draw knee towards chin. Bring the foot between the hands. You're going to rise up in a lunge this way. Check your feet out. Lift. Hands to hips. Right hip back, left hip forward. Arms up by the ears. Arms forward. Let's come into our twist. Swinging the right arm up and back. Let's hold here, reaching, twisting. And drop the arm down and then forward. 4 more. Two more. Last one. Frame your foot, step forward. Arrive on an inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Pull the feet away from each other. Inhale up. And exhale down. Hand to belly, hand to heart. Feeling the fire? If you could picture that, it's a vortex of energy, chakras spinning. Can you see it? Yellow, fiery. 3 more breaths. And release the arms down to the sides. All right, feet hip distance. Here we go. Inhale up. And exhale, fold. Lift halfway. Exhaling, step back with the right foot. We're going to externally rotate the foot, rising up in warrior two. Cartwheeling the arms open. Gaze goes down the left fingertips. Think about the hips again. Left hip back, and that back hip wraps forward as you reach to the pinky toe edge of the back foot. Now you stay in warrior two. I'm going to switch around here so you can see what I'm doing. This is a little different, but I like it. So from warrior two, I'm going to turn towards my front leg and then bring my hands to the inside of my front leg and walk. You can stay here if you want, or walk out and tent your fingertips. And breathe. I feel that in my front leg, especially. 2 more. And walk back up into warrior two while I head back over this way. And from warrior two, straighten that front leg. And we're going to fold over into triangle. Now your hand can be on your shin. My blocks are too far away, but you can bring a block to the inside or bring your fingertips to the floor. Now turn the chest to your right and reach up with your right arm. And then lay back in this a little bit. And it feels like you're laying back, but you're really probably only stacking the shoulders, which is what you should do. Breathe. And bend the knee, cartwheel around there, bring the fingertips to the floor. Come to the ball of the foot in the back, hip distance apart with the feet. And we're going to step forward a little bit. Drop the heel inward now and rise up. Straighten the front leg. We're getting ready for pyramid, Parsvottanasana. Hands to hips, draw front hip back, back hip forward. Folding at the hip creases. Folding forward and down. Breathe. Stepping back into plank. And let's hold plank again for 10 breaths. Feel the solar plexus, Manipura. Ram. Rev it up. Five more. Next inhale, down dog. Right leg back and up. Draw the knee to the chin, round the spine, step forward between the hands. Look at the back foot. Getting ready for warrior two. Externally rotate. And cartwheel the arms up into warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Front hip back, back hip wraps forward. Draw the shoulders out of the ears. Reach in both directions. Now turning towards that front thigh, fold forward. Bring the hands to the inside of the foot, kind of a variation of lizard and humble warrior. And then walk out from here. Tent the fingers. And breathe. Three more. Now walk your hands back. Rise up in warrior two. Straighten the front leg, getting ready for triangle. Make sure the torso is open to your left. And then reaching out and down. Hand goes wherever it lands. Keep space in both side ribs. And lean back. Your gaze can be at your toes, to your left, or even up towards the ceiling. Just keep space in the neck. And then turn forward, frame the foot. So you can come to the ball of the foot on the left, hopping forward a bit, dropping the heel in, rise up, straighten that front leg. And ready for Parsvottanasana. Draw the right hip back, left hip wraps forward, folding forward at the hip creases. Any amount. Frame the foot, step back into plank. Now we're going to come to a forearm plank. Come down on the forearms. And keep the arms like the Sphinx. We're going to engage obliques. Internal and external. And with these actions, I can't remember which fires up which, but I want you to plant the forearms into the mat and then draw them towards you. Feel your waist. Now push them away. Feel the shift. One more time, draw towards. Push away one more time. Drop the knees, fire in the belly. Let's come to crocodile. Separate the legs left and right. Cross forearms. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper. And release the legs down. I'll take about 5 breaths here. Let it all go. And press yourself into table. And I'm going to switch to this mat and come to a seated position. Let's start out in Upavista Konasana. So wide angle, forward fold. So we'll set up that wide angle first. But feel your sit bones underneath you. And then turn your toes and your knees inward. And feel how that opens up the sit bones. It gives you a little more space in the low back. Keep this. Sit tall. And then start to fold right here. Bring fingertips to the mat. You're going to start feeling this in the inner thighs and hamstrings a bit. Go so slow. You can really feel that stretch as it blossoms. And if you come forward a decent amount, and if not, that's okay. Open the legs again, just to neutral. So the toes point up towards the ceiling and that deepens the stretch. Now, if you have the space, reach out for your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Pull, bend the elbows, draw the heart forward even more. These stretches should feel like a nice stretch throughout the body of the muscle. It shouldn't be isolated to one end or the other into the joints. And you should not be feeling this in the back. If you do, you need to lift up a bit higher. Breathe. And fingertips to the mat. Bring the hands behind you. Swing the legs forward, Dandasana. Take the hands back here. Bend the elbows. Lean back. Push down on the mat. Lift the ribs up and away. Feel that release in the back. Keep that space as you come up on the sit bones. Now, for some of us, hamstrings are short and tight, so bending the knees is perfectly acceptable here. But if you bend the knees, try to start pushing a little until you feel the stretch. And maybe this is it, or again, folding at hip creases. Heart's coming towards the thighs. And breathe. Paschimottanasana. And inhale up, bending the left knee. Bring your foot up to the mat. Now rise up on that foot, drawing the belly to the thigh and the thigh to the belly. Keep the right leg flexed or the right foot flexed. We're going to wrap right elbow around left knee. Take left hand behind the hip. Press down. Lift the ribs away. And as you exhale, twist. Keep that thigh drawn close. Breathe into the belly. And facing forward, open the knee. And let's fold forward here. We'll do Janu Shirshasana. Foot can be along the inside of the thigh, or I like to tuck my foot under the thigh. And that serves two purposes. It helps me keep a little bend in my knee because my hamstrings are tight. So this lets me fold forward a little more. And it also takes you into a nice stretch in the top of the foot. Now sit tall and exhale, floating forward. Now cross your hands wherever they land and use that pull to deepen the stretch. And if the knee is bent a little, start to straighten just until you feel a nice increase in the intensity of the stretch. Breathe. And sit back up. Now take your left ankle past your right thigh. Keep this foot flexed. Take your hands behind you. Lean back, open through the chest. Slide the right foot to the mat. And then you can decide how deep you want to take this seated number 4. Breathe. And unwind. Both legs long. Shake them out a little bit. Leaning back. Lifting ribs up and away. Coming up on the sit bones. Bending right knee. Sole of the foot to the mat. Left foot is flexed. Now act like you're going to step on that foot. Come up on the sit bones. Tall spine. Drop shoulders. Wrap. And you can do your I Dream of Jeannie arms if you want to here. Or take your right hand behind you. Push down. Feel how that lifts the ribs. And exhale, twist. And facing forward, stay on the sit bones, open the knee. Taking Janu Shirshasana with the foot into the, or along the inside of the thigh, or tucking the foot under the thigh. Sit tall. Tilt the pelvis forward and then fold at the hip crease, leading with the heart. Go slowly and then cross wherever you land. If you're here, that's fine. And just pull. Work to straighten the leg. Work to deepen the stretch. And then inhale, come back up. Number 4, hands behind you. Slide left foot onto the mat. Then push just towards your ankle. Reach through the crown of the head so you're not rounding forward. Shoulders down. Reach up and you can almost lift your butt as you fold forward. And release, both legs long, sitting up tall. Maybe another forward fold here. It's not how far forward you get, it's form. So you don't want this to be a strain in the low back. If you feel the strain in the low back, you're losing the stretch in the hamstrings. So only go as far forward as you continue to feel this in the hamstrings, not the low back. Now as you sit up, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Take your hands behind you, lean back, and scoot forward with your hips, as much or as little as feels right. Now come up onto the sit bones again, Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Grab your ankles, use the pull on the ankles to bring you up on the sit bones and even a little forward of the sit bones, tilting the pelvis forward. Shoulders down. And as you exhale, fold forward. And again, this is up to you and your body. Make this pose fit you. Don't try to jam yourself into the pose. Using your forearms, if you make it forward any amount, to open up. And then resist with the knees. So there's tension both ways. And then in this one, I like to just fold forward and surrender to it, round through the spine. Fingertips to the mat. Take your right hand behind you, left hand brings left knee over here. It takes a nice gentle sage twist. And back through Baddha Konasana. Second side, stack and twist. I'm going to bring you down to the mat. I think it was Monday's class. I used some of my sofa cushions, just some of the cushions you have on the end of the sofa, as a prop underneath my back. Feel free to grab a cushion. I'm going to use a block. We're going to release the psoas, release the hip flexors. We've done a lot of work through the belly. So let's lie down on the back. And if you've worked with me before, you've done this one a lot. Knees, hip distance, feet, ankles right underneath. We're going to come into kind of a supported bridge. Bring the block, if you have a block, either the shortest setting or middle setting, and a cushion, just slide it under your back. So to the sacrum. With the cushion, it's not as important to find just the right spot because the cushions are bigger. If you have a block and you're releasing your hips down on the block, it should feel very, very comfortable. Arms to the sides. I'm going to release my right leg down. Stretching through these hip flexors. And if it feels okay for you, you can release both legs down. And if that's too intense, just do one leg at a time. I'm going to increase the height of my block to get a little deeper stretch. Once I get down here, I'm pushing kind of my heels down and away from me. And to deepen this a bit, you can bring your right arm up and over, kind of coming into a banana shape on top. Feel that deepen the stretch down into the belly. And second side. Back to neutral. Walk your feet back. Lift your hips. Take your support away. And just come down in a neutral spine. I feel that space open up in the belly now. So we built up that heat, ram, 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 and now we've opened it up, made some space to contain that heat. And then as you're settling your awareness into your belly, extend the legs long. Keep the arms out to the sides. And imagine, if you will, a swirling light, a yellow light in the belly, a vortex. And it's just the right amount of heat, just the right amount of movement. You can tell that engine's just ready to work. Feel the warmth of that engine spreading out into the entire body, and the glow of that energy lighting up the entire body and maybe even beyond. Just a yellow, pretty yellow glow. And without manipulating the breath to be deeper or more shallow, just breathe with awareness into that center, into your core. And notice how the bellows of the breath keep that fire ignited. And all of the things that no longer serve you in your life are just falling into that fire and turning into ash. Let it all go. Now begin to deepen the breath and begin to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, maybe some movement through the wrists and ankles. Start to let movement find its way into the body in whatever way feels organic to you. Maybe another good morning stretch. Maybe it feels good to draw those knees in and rock here from elbow to elbow. Feeling the weight shifting across the spine and feeling that nice massage in the low back. And rolling to your right side. Rest your head under or on your arm. Open your eyes a few times. Reach long with the top leg. And try to come up with as little effort as possible, letting the head hang as you come back up to a seated position. I bring the hands to the lap. We'll take Jnana Mudra. Index finger and thumbs touch. Mudra of wisdom. For the last few breaths here, reach up there. Gather what you need between your hands, and as you exhale, draw it down to the heart. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful world. Namaste. Have a good day.